All right, we're back again. We're trying. If you can see this, I apologize. I'm trying to get back, I promise. All right, I think we're coming back online. Let's see. Okay, I think we're coming back online. This is another perfect example of how I'm talking for 5 minutes and then realize that the stream has crashed. Because delays are the devil. I apologize that happened. So if you are coming back into this one, thank you. Up a storm there and then realized no one was listening. It did not pop up the notification that the stream had crashed. So sorry, I had to boot it back up again. But if you've come back over, I appreciate you. I'm not sure you heard the last things I was talking about, so I'm going to try. Someone had mentioned in a stream chat that an interesting idea may be to go back and try to stream some Sky Factory 3. Streamed that, and I haven't played Sky Factory 3 in well over a year at this point. Because I want to say, what, Sky Factory 4 came out around last April or May. It's about a year old at this point. And that was an interesting idea. Maybe going back and doing some of the Sky Factory. Because I still get questions about Sky Factory 3. I still get a lot of people who use the tutorials I made for Sky Factory. So people still ask me occasionally to make other ones, and it's a little harder to do that since I haven't been back in there in so long. I have to go back in and relearn a bunch of the stuff. But it wasn't a bad idea. Potentially streaming Sky Factory 3, and I never played any of the Sky Factories before that. So I don't even know what 1 or 2 is like. So, an idea anyways. See if that might be something folks would be slightly interested in. Right now, I'm trying to pull up Sky Factory because I'm going to see if I can jump into the server. If so, we may do a little fiddling around in there. Potentially. See how that works. It's halfway booted up already, but as you all know, Sky Factory is not a fast-loading mod pack by any means. So, what is this week's? Yes, this week, Thursday, is going to be 7 Days to Die, a little bit of zombie loving. So I think I'm going to enact that 7-day rule, that after 7 days I have to pick up and move to a new city. I may even scout for a new city before then. But the flip side to that may be that I can't leave the city for 7 days, within reason. I mean, I can scrounge in the buildings relatively around the city, in sight of the city, things like that. If I move to a city and the trader is somewhat outside the city, I'm still going to go to the trader. I'm not going to go to multiple cities in one 7-day period. I will limit my ability or my roaming and my adventures to the area that I find or I set up in for that 7 days. I think that'll be a fun thing. And that doesn't mean I can't add other challenges to that. If any of you guys are 7 Days fans, you can think of anything else you'd like me to throw in there. In this, for maybe the second set of 7 days, I can only use melee weapons, or I can only use ranged weapons, no melee, things like that, you know. Something interesting that might be fun to add on top of that. Each 7-day period could have its own mini challenges in it, but each 7 days I pick up and move on to a new area. So that way I don't end up with this super base that no zombies can get into, and because it does get a little boring. I love 7 Days to Die, but it does struggle a bit in the end game. And they've added a lot of new stuff to it. Fun, really cool houses to explore and hidden stuff underneath houses and in mountains and stuff, but a lot of times by the time you're strong enough to go in and investigate them, you really don't need anything out of them anymore. So, great game. They make a lot of great improvements. They just really need to add some kind of end game. Maybe it's a boss, some type of a dungeon type kind of thing. You know, something that's I've achieved this. Now it's good to move on somewhere else. Philip, hello. It says surviving a horde night without a house or structure possible at all. The only way to do it is if you literally ran away the whole time. I mean, you'll die. I mean, even if I was loaded down with automatic weapons and all the ammo that I have, they will still swarm you, which, again, is a struggle, especially if you start to lag at all. And then once you're dead, you have nothing on you, so that would be a bit of an issue. So without any type of structure possible, yes, but only in one way that I've found. I did a video a very long time ago called Shooting Zombies in a Barrel. If you have a lake, you can just swim in the lake. They'll all be running around on the ground beneath you, and you can just spend the whole night shooting down. I had a very cool base that I built on a lake, and it took me a while to build it, but I actually had the whole thing was concrete going steel all the way down to the bottom, so they couldn't smash out the supports and cave it in. But then in the middle of the night, I just swim away from it and float in the middle of the water. They'll just run around underneath of you, and the only time you're in trouble is when you get the acid-spitting police zombies. You just spend all night shooting down with any type of gun you have, and they just die, and then you're no problem. It does take a little bit of the challenge out of it, for sure, but that's the only way that I know of that's feasible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but feasible. If you had a vehicle with a lot of gas, you could probably just drive away all night. That would be fine. Book it around and just not let them catch you. If you have a helicopter, I'm sure you could probably just fly away or stay above ground and you'd be fine there. With most things now in the game, they'll destroy the structures underneath of you. So no matter where you are, if you're on something, they'll break it and you'll fall. So helicopters only play to stay up in the air where they won't eventually get to you. But like I said, there's a lot of things in there. No armor, only melee weapons, only ranged weapons. There's a lot of different feasible options there for that we could jump into. So that'll be this Thursday, and we'll start throwing in some more of the challenges and such now, because I'm pretty excited about that. A good idea, but having to leave after 7 days is cool, because now it's all about. I'm not as worried about making the base, building it up, which I was at first. At first thought I was like, how am I going to make this strong? How am I going to make it defensive? Now it's just about how am I going to make it survive the 7th day? So I don't need to worry too much about building giant inventory systems and labeled chests of this and that. That stuff, none of that will be important. I still want to stockpile as much stuff as I can so that way I can take the best stuff with me. But when it comes to things like lead and bronze, stuff that I would normally melt into a smelter to be able to make bullet casings and stuff, it would be a matter of scrapping it all. Because if I got brass doorknobs, I got brass light fixtures, things like that, it will take up multiple slots. But if you break it down into scrap bronze, it'll all stack in one pile. James says, spend the week not killing a zombie. Interesting. No, Neon, I did not. I apologize. I saw the message on my phone, but I got a pop-up for something, but I hadn't actually looked at it. I apologize. With everything lagging out, I wasn't able to get anything to boot up. So sorry, I did not. Let me see what I can see what it is that you sent here. I don't keep Discord open while I'm streaming because it's just another thing that bogs down the PC. Let's see. I will see if I can find that in there. Pacifist mode. Yes, I've seen people do that. Except for 7th day. You have to on 7th day. Well, not really. If you find a big enough defensive building that won't cave in and you just stay on top of it, you could survive. I just think it would be a little boring to watch. But if I had to do 7 days without killing any zombies, it would definitely make roving around and looking through different buildings challenging. I'd have to basically get them all to follow me out and then run in, rogue what I can, and then get back out again. That would really be the only thing I could think of. But yeah, that would be potential. All right, everybody. I think we've got everything. I've got Minecraft up and going again. So I'm going to move my ugly mug over here and see if we can pull it up without lagging things down too badly. All right. Yes, I will definitely check that out for sure. Not moving around too much in the game. Actually, right now I'm running around Neon's area with all of the new delicious things he was doing when I'm been working on, because I have to film the next step of the Astral Sorcery tutorial series. So when he and I were going over it all, we built everything right over here by his house. And so I come over here for references sometimes to see the stuff that we built so I can remember the order of it all. So you're seeing this, it looks pretty cool. Real quick, make sure this fits the screen better. There we go. So yes, this is where it all began. He's showing me how to do all this stuff because he knows all about Astral and I don't. What is that? Okay, there's something in there and you've confused me. Gold thing. floating in the air. We'll worry about that later. So yes, this is where he's doing all his massive astral sorcery. And he's done a lot of stuff over here since he and I looked at it. So I don't know what 3/4 of that is yet, but we will look into it all. Yes, I'm covering all this stuff with astral. But you have a cake, don't you? You should have a cake down here. And head back to Draven land. All right, so I guess I could show you guys the thing that I figured out today that I'm going to do a tutorial on, if you guys are interested in seeing it. Some of you may already know what it is, but it would be something to do today you guys might find interesting. Where's your downstairs, man? There it is. I know you got cakes around here. There we are. All right, so let's see. Twilight... No. Where's Draven's house? There it is. Lost Cities. So here we go. That might be kind of fun. All right, I've been talking about doing this. I'm going to do a tutorial on it for everybody afterwards. But that might be something fun that we could do right now that I think you guys might get a kick out of it. Some of you may already know this. I did not. Hello, Draven's house. All right, Draven's house is loading in. We'll give it a moment. The server works really well now for when I'm streaming. Like I may even need to try to stream some type of Let's Play live. That might be kind of fun. Actually put together folks who want to jump in and do the Let's Play. Oh, see, I put a fish up there now. I added the fish. I added some more carpet, make it look a little nicer down here. That's kind of what I'm doing. Just sprucing up the place a little. That's my walrus. But, just trying to make it look kind of cool. So I can't decide if I want to wallpaper, carpet the whole thing. I keep saying wallpaper. All right. Maybe we'll build it right here. That would be a good idea. Okay. All right, I'm excited. So I'm going to do this in creative, but you're still all going to get to see how it works. Oh, floor 2 is about to become my laboratory. You guys are in for some fun. All right. So let's start with the important stuff. You guys are going to see me. I'm going to show you how I'm just going to build it. But you guys will see how to do all this stuff in a tutorial that I will do later. First things first, going to need some piggy power. Treadmill is important for what we are about to do. I am excited to show you guys this. So let's do that. No, I want to come this way. I'm going to do it like that. Yes, excellent. All right, so let's do an extraction cable. You guys are in for a treat. Of course, I feel bad because if everybody already knows this but me, I'm going to look kind of stupid. But still, it should be pretty cool. All right, I'm going to need a lead. And then here I'll show you a frustration of living in creative world because I do everything in creative now. Why do I have 2 of those? So here's the thing. So I need eggs. I want a spawn egg. You cannot get a spawn egg. You can type spawn and it will not pull up any of the eggs. You actually have to scroll through the inventory to find them. There are certain things in the creative menu that you cannot do a search for. Piggy. Give me the pig. Come here. Get on there. Get to work. Why are you not running? Ah! Too many pigs. Too many pigs. Too many pigs. I'll kill you in a minute. Why are you not running? There you go. Get to work. Oh, piggy. Bacon. I'm going to redo this as my laboratory. Why is this not survival? Oh, this because mostly I'm building. This is where I build Let's Plays. If you've never seen my Let's Plays, I can show you some of those. Yeah, let me show you. Let's see. We'll come back to the pigs here in a minute then. Yeah. We'll show you some of the stuff we built. So this here is the ODG Clubhouse. This is where I basically build the Let's Plays that we're going to start playing. And maybe we'll just start streaming them live instead of videoing them. That might be kind of cool. But I'm in creative. I can jump to survival, and I do regularly. But I'm in creative because when I'm building the Let's Plays, I'm not trying to survive. It's like this is the stadium. So, yeah, this is the ODG Coliseum. Where we have, I'll put beds and stuff in here, and this is where different Let's Plays can take place in here specifically. But yeah, this is in creative because I'm normally just building stuff. Let me get rid of this here real quick. Let's go to the new one we just made. That's boats. All right, so this is boats. So on a stream a couple weeks ago, everybody was helping me design this, if you will. This one here. So the concept of this is there are 2 teams. Well, when it loads, there are 2 teams. I had this the airship team, and then there's the airplane team. And these will fire shots. But each team has a goal to get all 4 of the different types of coins. Boop. So this team, as you can see, already has platinum coins. There's 63. So the enemy wants to steal one of their platinum, but they're platinum team basically. And then your coin, that's there because they only take one. And then this team is gold team, so they have 63. So each one wants to get one of the coins from the opposing ships. They also are going to come over here, have to climb this rope up into here. Now again, two teams both doing this, fighting each other. Work your way up top, chest in there. That's where they get the silver coin. That one's one of the easier ones to get. They get that one, they get the opposing teams. That's 2 coins. The third one is over here on this island. That's my walrus. So X marks the spot. Is it in one of these chests? Could be. I'm going to show you where you have to go, though. Ready for it? What is that? That almost looks like a elevator block. Hello. Platforming hell. So basically, you have to make your way across one of these different tracks, and all of them will get here, but none of them are easy. And then the last one is in here. That's the Enderium coin. So once you have all 4 coins in your chest, your team wins. But at the same time, trying to survive. Interesting. You can use elevator blocks even when that's closed, by the way. I'd throw that out there for anybody interested. So that was a little Let's Play that we built here recently. And it's kind of fun. Like I said, with the ship, they've got their own little loots, and you got to get down in here and find things, and there's doors, and that's where their treasure is the different armor and weapon they'll start with, and things like that. So pretty cool. There's the beds. I like how they're hidden down in there. That looked kind of cool. But we're going to show you the thing that I was looking at before. That's the only one I've built since you guys have got the tour video. If you're not seeing the tour video, I show you all the other ones there. So I'm doing this right now. I'm doing this kind of in survival because I don't have anything built up where I have materials. I've been in creative since I started this. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm just building the Let's Plays. We have a home base where if you get into the server, everybody else is in survival. This is where you have all the materials you have to build whatever you want. But since I'm in creative, I don't do that. So I'm going to need a redstone torch. Let me see. 1 space 1 here. Boop. All right. That's going to be perfect. That'll be better. That'll hide it a bit better, right? 1 space 1. Yes. Yes. Here we go. Very easy, but it's fun to do. If you've never ever actually done it, if you do a search for the sink mod, there are 4 things. Sink core, shell constructor, shell storage, and the treadmill. That's all that's in the sink mod. But I didn't realize that these were here. And the shell stuff is fun. So I'm going to grab a shell constructor, shell storage. Now there's the sink core you need just to make those. So I'm not going to make one. So here we go. Shell constructor. Shell constructor? Yes. Shell constructor. Boop. It only will work powered by piggies. You need piggy power to run the shell constructor. Now, the shell storage, all it needs is a redstone. I don't have the redstone. You see the little pedal and there's red? There we go. It only needs a redstone torch, and that is working. This is the fun thing. This right here. That's all this is. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to build them because building them has some confusing steps. But once you have some piggy power up and going, you just go over here and right click. See how something's building there? That's going to take a minute. We're going to let it go because it's cool. I'm going to make this my laboratory up here. Draven's laboratory, much like Dester's, but not quite as cool. Oh, it's building something fun. Now, has anybody ever used the shell constructor? If you have, this is probably not big news for you, but I just happen to come across it. That's one thing that I'll do a lot when I'm doing tutorials. I will pull up just the JEI and I will just start floating through the pages. I'll just pull up a JEI and I'll just clear that out. And I'm like, okay, what's in here that I've never used before? And I'll scroll through. I'm like, oh, here's a block I've never touched. How do you use that? What does it work for? Would it be something that would be fun or bring something to the game? Because I'll be honest, there's a lot of stuff in here that doesn't bring a lot to the game. Like all the different food stuff is interesting, but it doesn't really make a big difference. You know, there's no really advancements other than for a couple of things like the s'mores and things of that nature. The ships for Vicecraft are interesting, but there's so many things that give you flight yourself that you do not need the airship at all, other than to get the advancements. So there's a lot of stuff in here that becomes redundant, if you will. So I'm going through trying to find stuff that's actually useful, things that might be fun or actually bring something to the game. So the shell thing is one of those. Where are we at this? It's slow. If I had more piggies powering it, it might be a little bit faster, but it'll take a minute. I could right-click on it twice because I'm creative and it'll automatically build it, but I don't want to do that. I want to let it go through. So, that's where I go through and I look for different blocks, things I've seen. A lot of it's decoration stuff. There's no need for a tutorial on decoration stuff. And there's some stuff in here that I just don't understand yet. I know that it's going to be something I need to sit down and dedicate a large amount of time to. And I do that, or I find someone in the community that knows about it, and we sit down, like the astral sorcery stuff that we were just doing. Neon knows all about that stuff. Draven didn't know much at all. So him and I got on the server together, and he walked me through a bunch of the stuff, and then I was playing with it, kind of pointed me in the right direction. So I've got a couple other people that I'm going to get to with some other stuff as well. And then sometimes people will put a question on one of my videos. They're like, hey, is it possible to do this? And I'm like, hell, I don't know. Let me see if I can find out. So I jump in here and I start trying to find things that would let me do whatever it is they're trying to do. So I spend a lot of time just fishing through the JEI. I'm about to spend some time in mechanism because there's a lot in here that I've done some things on just little individual things with, but individual machines, combiners, and things of that nature. But I do want to start talking about some of the solar and wind generator power. So I've had a few questions pop up on that lately. From what I've seen and used of them, they're okay, but they're not as good as some of the other power sources. So I didn't devote a lot of time on them. And they're not needed for any of the advancements. But some people want to use them, so I'm going to get in there and I'm going to figure it out for everybody. How are we going? 59%. All right, let's see if we can get another piggy. Let's see if another pig helps. Treadmill, piggy. Treadmill, piggy. Another extraction. So bad that I must enslave these piggies. But, it happens. All right, where's the pig? I shouldn't have killed that other pig. He would have been useful after all. Draven makes mistakes. Piggy. And then I need a lead. Where are you at? Lead. Piggy, don't run away. You must get to work. Do your job. Oh, extra running. I'm going to break this piggy here in a minute once I get this built because it's kind of blocking the door. But I think it may be speeding it up a little bit. Get to running, you piggies. Wish I could jump on there too. That's why I need a treadmill that I can power. That'd be pretty gravy. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, so there's a lot of aesthetics stuff that, can be interesting. Photometer, I don't know what that is. I don't know what a photometer for. It's in the inspirations. So in here with all these different colored water bottles, potions and stuff. So it's a potion thing. I haven't spent a lot of time with the potions. And I guess, if you're playing Sky Factory and you're getting in and you're following the standard progression, you're doing your advancements and you're doing stuff like that, there's a lot of these things just fall by the side. You're shown how to do a lot of the things you want to do in easier or better ways. Like there's a million arrows that you can make. But why? You can make such amazing melee weapons, and you become an android, you get some supremium armor, and there's not much that can kill you. You don't need ranged weapons at that point, really. Which can be sad. Some things can break the game per se, but it's just what it is. Some of the things just become a bit redundant. There's a few more things here in Industrial Foregoing that I was looking at as well that might be interesting to see used. So I've got a couple things I'm going to look at in that. Like making all these singularities and stuff are really cool, but they don't really do much with them once you've got them. It's just kind of fun to make them. They're very time consuming, especially if you're going through the game standardly. But they don't really benefit you in many ways. And like all of the different data models, they're cool, but I can usually get most of the stuff easier than I can trying to go and max all those out. So I'm interested to see what they do with Sky Factory 5. I'm hoping they're building Sky Factory 5. I don't know how long they go between, because I started with Sky Factory 3, so I'm not sure when Sky Factory 4 is going to be done. How long there was between Sky Factory 3 and 4. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Oh, delicious. Oh, I've already right-clicked it. Yeah, it was going. Look at that. Look at that delicious Draven level. Okay, Piggy, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Blocking my stuff. Come here, Bacon. Oh, I don't want to break that. Get off of him. Rude. All right, so there's Constructor. stuff. So if you've seen this before, this isn't a surprise for you, but I am intrigued. I've never messed with shell stuff. So that is a clone of Draven. Yay, Draven clone. So now I can get in here and then choose that, and I can become that dude. What? I like how it zooms you up and then zooms you back down again. Now I'm Draven, and there is me with all of my armor and stuff, just chilling in there. And if I die, I just go back into this thing. And you can have multiple of these things. So I could have shells at different people's houses. You know, so say in the game I was not in creative, you know, not hacks like I am. I could have a shell. I could have a shell at everybody's house. Like, hey, come to my house for a minute. Okay, I log on. Zoom, appear at your house. I don't have any of my materials, my armor and such. But you know what I mean? I could be like, oh, it's an easy way to get around. If I have one of these at everybody's house, it'd be an easy way to just get over there. Now, I can make another one while I'm in here. I have not found a way to get out of this thing yet. I'm still working on that. So other than dying, I can't figure out a way to get out of this. But it's a very, very cool, interesting thing. So it's like, hey, I could put one of these at basically every Let's Play. Like, come over here to Draven Let's Play. I mean, I don't need to because I can teleport and such. But it still would be very, very interesting to do. Does it work across dimensions? I don't know. What a thing to check. Let's find out. Okay, well, first of all, I need to die because I need to die. So, well, real quick, let me grab this. I need to get back into my other body. So, unfortunately, because I'm creative, I can't die. This is one of the only real downsides. Make another and go back in. Well, that's the thing. I can't get back in here. If you right-click on it, it just starts making another one. And I can't get in there because that one's closed. So, to the best of my knowledge, the only way I can get out of this at this point is for it to die. So let's do that. It's just the easiest way I found. Blort. And blort. Now I'm back in Draven World. Yay, Draven World. And then, you know, if I had any materials in that body, I could pick them up. Oh, the spikes I had. Okay. So let me see here. Let me see. Game mode. Oops, mistyping. Creative. All right, so I've got this here. So now the question would be, can I do it across dimensions? That's a good idea. Let's go find out. All right, so let's see. We're going to go back to the overworld. I'm going to build one of these things over here and see if it works. Is a Supreme Sword the best weapon? In my opinion, yes. Especially if you put some of the mods and stuff on it. Just because it doesn't ever damage. I like it. I mean, you could do some, you can really soup up some of the Tinker's weapons. Henry, I'm answering Henry's question for the record there. Is Supreme the Sword? I like it the best. You know, once you've got it, there's not much else that you need. Now, depending on what you're looking for, potentially, if you were going to some different, you know, you wanted specific abilities for it, like you're using a tool or something like that, you want it to have beheading or something like that because you're trying to get wither skulls. You can't really enchant a Supremium weapon. So that would be a situation where you might want something you could enchant. But, you know. All right. If you don't mind, sir, I'm going to test this at your house. Now, I will move it. It doesn't have to be here permanently. I'm just going to test it out. So I'm going to build a constructor somewhere. You already have a pig farm. If you don't mind, I'm going to borrow one of your piggies. We will test it right here. You can test it number 1. Come on. Get on this piggy. All right, so I'm going to need an extraction. I technically don't even need an extraction cable. I don't even need to power it, to be honest. I just remembered that. And then we'll do shell. Shell constructor. Okay. Let's do this. Boop. See, this is, I forgot I was in creative, so technically I can just right click on it and click it again, and it'll just fill it up already. All right, so here we go. There we go. Here is Draven number 2. All right, so now I'm going to go back and see if it will let me do it across dimensions. Let's see. Connect your mouse to stats library. You can switch back to the OG body. Okay. Right. Whoop. Draven's house. Okay, let's see if it will work across dimensions. If not, I would understand it, but, you know, still building there. Uh-oh. If I didn't break the game... Boom! It does work across dimensions. I am now... Draven's putting a body at everybody's house. Excellent. Now, you said you can switch back to the OG body. What is there a specific thing to do that? I'd be intrigued. Whoop. Hey, kitty. Come here. Come here, sweetie. Come see, Corky. Come here. You're so squeaky. You may want some cuddles. I'm going to snag her and give her some pets when we're done here. All right. So, you know, I'm still trying to figure out how your tunnel thing here works. Oh, you got to get in a checklist. But I'm definitely going to do one on this because this is fun. And I've seen it, but I'd never really messed with it until Neon did it the other day. I mean, again, if you can fly and such, you may not even need it. That might have just given somebody a seizure. James, just an idea. You could start a new world that would spawn things, the hunting dimension to explore. Be interesting. Blah. That got me drunk. Woohoo! All right. So how do we switch back? If I right click on this, it's just going to start making another one. I don't want that to happen. In fact, let me do that. Do this so that way it's not making another one. Just put shell constructor. Oh, maybe you need a second shell storage. That would make sense. Yeah, I'm not putting this here permanently, I promise. I will move it later. I bet that's what it is. You have to have a separate one to walk into, and then your body, you switch back to your other body. It is. And all you need is you need a crate of storage and a redstone torch. That is not a lot. And then I jump back out. I could literally have one of these at everybody's house. And it's faster, I think, than even finding a cake and teleporting around. That's interesting. All right, then. That's so sweet. Well, anyways, I didn't know these existed. I didn't know that they existed. Jack goes, that tube was like Draven goes gerbil. I am a hamster at heart here. But yeah, this I think has potential to be some fun stuff. A lot of things that can be done with it. Hey, sweetie, what are you doing? Scratch? Okay. Scratching your ears. But yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun. So I've got a tutorial on this filmed. I just hadn't tested some of these things, so I may go back and add an addition to that, explaining some of these steps. But yeah, it's very easy to do. I guess I don't need. Now that I know you can get in and out of the body. That's pretty gravy. I like it. So yeah, that is a fun little thing that can be done. So I'll have a tutorial up for that on Sunday. Nushik, I apologize. I don't know what that means. Try to say that. Nushik. That's what I say. I'm assuming the G is silent. I guess it could be shka, so it could be nushk. Nushk could work, I guess. That's my walrus. So these are here more for decoration. Got crossbow and such. These are just for decoration. The bookshelves are awesome. I love those. I figured I'd have one Valentine block companion. These are just a couple of statues. I like them. Put them on the pedestals. These ones I like because they actually are like scenes of things. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. So upstairs, I'm going to build a laboratory. That's good. That's going to be my shell section now. So here's what I wanted to do. Oh, I need to find out about. I know what we need to do. We're going to play test something here. We're going to test something. So let's see. Hey, you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I see she was right next to me. So I need eggs. I need a zombie. Where is a zombie? Which one's a zombie? There's creeper, parrot, slime. You thought it would have been green. There it is. Zombie. Okay. And zombie. Not my smartest moment. Okay, let's try to do that inside. Back to the laboratory. Didn't think about that. Back to the laboratory. Okay. Draven's laboratory. You, stay here. So now I need a name tag. Can I name This guy. Here. Can I name you? Oh, I don't think it's going to let me name him. Let's try this. Anvil. What if I do the egg and that? I guess I don't need that. Spawn. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Draven. Now, is his name Draven? It is! Excellent. I mean, I didn't want a Laverne version of it. Come here. Kill you. So I have here Draven. Excellent. Excellent. So now that I have Draven, yes. Excellent. Only spawning one, though. It won't spawn another one. Okay, that's good. That works. Don't eat my pig. My pig. All right, so this should work then. So here's the thought that I had. Somebody had posted in chat when I was talking about a couple of other things about naming this. Now, let's say imagine that I have a zombie, right? If you saw any of my most recent tutorials, you'll see that I did one for the Chaos Reaper. These are all Zomdravens. And a Chaos Reaper makes monsters fight each other. Right? Keep spamming it. So imagine if in the Colosseum, everybody was in creative, so that way the monsters don't attack us, but everybody had monsters in their own Pokeballs. And we literally have a Poke fight. Everybody chooses their monster, their zombie, or whatever. Everybody has an egg with their own specific monsters. And you throw them out and see who the last one standing is. I think that has the potential to be a lot of fun. If I gave everybody, we moved everybody to creative, and everybody had a zombie or a creeper and a skeleton. If we're in creative, then they won't attack us. They would just hang out in the middle of the area. I build a specific, in the Coliseum or somewhere, I'd have to build a smaller ring so they don't wander around. And then basically I would just fly over top and start spamming the Chaos Reaper to, okay, so it will not drop out another one once I've used it. Okay, that's an interesting thing. Let's just try that again. Zombie, Pokeball. We'll do it once, but it won't do it twice. Okay. So you would have to have multiple. All right. So that could be a fun little Let's Play. Literally do like a Pokeball challenge where everybody has their own monsters. You can name them whatever you like. And then everybody just, all you do is you throw them in, and then I would be flying over top spamming the Chaos Reaper to see who wins. That could be kind of fun. I'm also going to do one that's a horse racing, because I've been looking, I've had some people talk about that. Let's see where we were working on that. Let's see, where was I? Olympics? No, I think it was by fishing. So that leads, I've captured bacon for you. Appreciate that. Am I looking at the right spot? Oh, that goes to there. I can't remember where I'm building my next Let's Play. I forgot to build a, Hey, kitty, what you doing? Oh, goodness. What's going on? He's being very squeaky. Nope, that's boats. Must be one of these directions. Come here. Come here, sweetie. Come here. My goodness. No, that's back home again. Dang it. I hate when I'm working on a Let's Play and I forget where I put it. See? This way. Come here. Come here, baby. Where you at? Nope, that's fishing. Good Lord. I think it's here. Down and hang a left. All right, give me one quick second. I'll be right back. Try thing. Seems that maybe she was crying at the cat carrier because every time something bad's happened to her recently, it was with the cat carrier. So I'm wondering if maybe she was squawking at that. So, oh, this is going to take a second to load in. So this abomination is what I'm cleaning out now for where the next Let's Plays I'm going to build is. This is the time-consuming part. Basically just flying around. I flying around and vein mine everything. It's the quickest way I've come across, because I can just do that and stand here and hold it, and it'll just eat away everything in a specific area. Still gets, like I said, time consuming. I'm sure there's probably better ways I just haven't found yet, but the hard part is flying around, making sure I don't hit the outer edge so I don't bust up my wall, because I want to keep the dome in place. It's stone. Stone will suck away a lot of it. So yeah, this is what I spend a chunk of my time doing, playing Minecraft nowadays. It's just going around and cleaning out domes, making sure I don't lag into busting out something worse. You left the camera, trash streamer. I'm never again watching this guy ever. Well, I leave the camera to go get a drink a lot, so you're going to see that happen a lot on this channel. When I'm thirsty, man, priorities. Besides, man, my kitty's in trouble. Kitty's always going to come first. So, yeah, I have a be right back overlay thing or scene to throw out when I need it, but I'm just never gone long enough to ever really need that kind of thing. If I was going to have to leave for like 5 minutes, I'd go to the bathroom or something. It might be a little different. I know what you're thinking. 5 minutes? Yeah, probably way longer than that, but just saying. You accidentally vein mined on Sky Factory. Yeah, it'll happen. I've done it multiple times. That's one reason, like, a lot of times early on. What is it? When you see my, when you see I'm building stuff, it looks a little hodgepodge. Some will be wood, some will be stone. I do that on purpose early on. So that way, in case I vein mine, I'm not destroying everything. I'm only losing a section at a time. And then as I get further out, then I can, you know, once I get to the point where I'm not really doing much vein mining anymore, then I can just build whatever I need. But yeah, so I'm not gonna make you watch all this, but this is the large part of what I do. I just zip around, and then once I get it all cleaned out, the hardest part of the buildings, because you see there's a lot of miscellaneous stones all mixed together, like this here. It just blah blah. I can do one bit, and this is a personal frustration of mine. This right here, you see this? You see that? See how I can hit this and they will go away? Look at this crap. See this right here? 2 slabs on top of each other. You cannot vein mine 2 slabs on top of each other. It will not vein mine when there are 2 slabs on top of each other. I'm vein mining right now. I have to sit here and chop those manually. And every one of these domes has all that stuff in there. It just frustrates me you cannot vein mine slabs on top of each other, because some of these things have a lot of them. Yeah, this is how I spend a large part of my time. And sometimes I don't clean it all the way down to the ground. You know, sometimes I know I'm not going to need. Maybe I'm not planning on building anything underneath, so I just clean everything, you know, basically ground level or above. I like to go a couple below the glass. I usually, if I'm going to build it, I usually like to go 2 or 3 below this glass of the tunnel. So that way I can build up. I like to have at least 3 or 4 in case I need to. Ooh, didn't mean to hit that. In case I, you know, I need to dig something down or put redstone or something underneath of it. Lucio says, you need to get you a stream deck and become pro streamer. You know what? As soon as I figure out what a stream deck is, I'll look into that. The fill command might work better. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what that is. A lot of the like commands and such is just not stuff I've ever messed with. I know there's a lot of it out there. I just have never really needed it. Yeah, vein mining is my life. I've learned to vein mine or hold my keypad differently. Like right now, my middle finger is on the tilde. My index finger is using W to fly around, and then my thumb is on the space bar. And then I use my pinky to hit shift so I can go up or down as needed. But yeah, I have, just so I'm always holding down tilde, I had to have a different finger mapping process just for this to make it all work. All right. That. But anyways, yes. So this here, it said I could build a Pokemon arena. I could do a horse race kind of thing. Technically, I could probably put both together. I could make it almost like a casino looking thing, like a gambling area. What do you guys think about that? Like do like a horse race track going around the outside, and I could have different gambling themed games inside, like Pokemon fighting. It'd be like a fight club. First couple rules won't let me talk to you about it, but something like that. And that would be potentially something fun. And like I said, since we're having a hard time getting people who are just setting it up where everyone's available for the stream to film it, it might be something where we just do some of these live. We're like, hey, I'm going to film one. Who wants to be involved? And I could grab some different people and who's available on the day of that live thing. And instead of specifically just recording them and releasing them later, we'll do them as streams. That might be something we'll look into. It might make it a little bit easier to actually get some of these things out there, because we build a lot of really cool stuff on the server, and I want everyone to have a chance to see everything that everybody's putting into play. So a lot of people are working really hard on this, and we're constantly getting new people who are jumping into the server. We're joining the membership and getting in here and everything. So if I was like, hey, I'm streaming tonight at this time, who wants to jump in and be in the ODG Olympics? If you're just watching, let's show off some of the ones we've already got built. So, so I already showed you boats. Let's go to the Olympics. Here we have the ODG Olympics. So we've got multiple different events and such built. Wolves keep spawning here, and chickens. Wolves and chickens, but we got different events that are already built. This is a little battle arena kind of thing. I got an underground boat race, which I'm really proud of. James said I should make slot machines. That could be cool. I could come up with something that would do slot machines. So that will quick. A little bit of lag as everything's booting in, but yeah, this is basically just a house for you to come in. The way I built a lot of these is each one is going to have a place you can go in, and there's armor that is your color, and it's soulbound. So if you die during any of the adventure, you don't have to put on new armor. You'll always have your armor. But I've got leather armor dyed to everybody's matching color, so you can choose what color you are for the adventure or for the game. And then there's different color coordinations for different events. I forgot to turn that back on. So that's the go line. Everybody line up until it drops. And then you got to run. So, and I put beds here so that way, this one you die a lot jumping off. You got to try to jump through and land in the water. So having the spawn right here allows you to just run around real quick and use your elevator block to go right back up. I was using portal guns, but you can only use so many portal guns before it stops letting you use portal guns. It stops making more portals for you. I'm very proud of how this turned out. I really like the way the rings turned out. I like that a lot. But that one is Olympics. And again, if you've watched the tour video, you've probably seen a lot of those. Now, the Coliseum, as I showed, this is one that's meant to be a reusable area, where I can build a different Let's Play in the middle of this. We can do it, and then I can break it down and build another one. So it's meant to be a reusable area. On the old server, before it crashed and we had to get a new host, I had a really cool maze underneath of this that I may rebuild just as its own, instead of building it under this. I don't know. I'm having a different idea that I might want to put under here. So that's what I'm thinking about. And then we have the fishing jamboree. So we've got our little fishing hole here where you'll come in. There'll be different fishing based adventures and quests. So that would be kind of cool. And then this is the ODG fishing hut. This is where I would work. So if you are doing the adventure, you're doing this Let's Play, I'd be in here and like, oh, you need a boat? All right, I'll grab you a boat. Or you want a fishing rod? You got to trade me stuff that you fished for. Maybe I could sell me your trash or something, and I could give them loots and things that are in there. That's employees only, just Draven, nobody else. So that was this. And that gives you the ability to fish. So again, I've been building a lot of stuff. I've never rebuilt darts. I might rebuild darts soon again. Darts was one where literally you were way up high and then the whole thing was empty. There was a giant dartboard underneath and you fired arrows at it to try to hit points. And it was actually probably one of the better working ones that I made, just for hands to put it through there. So yeah. So anyways, like I said, we've got a bunch of different ones we've put together at this point, and I'd like to show them off to folks. So that might be a good idea, where we just, instead of trying to film them and get people together and yada yada, we may just say, hey, I'm going to stream it live tonight. Anybody who wants to be in it, go here. And of course, people who have ODG memberships always going to get first hits on that. That's part of the perks of being a member. If you have an ODG membership, then I would hit you guys up first. But if we don't have enough members, then we may reach out to the other community as well and give one-day access to the server to be able to jump in and participate, because we figured out how to do that finally. I can give people one-day access where they can jump in and hang around. So I could pick one thing, and for the next hour or 2 hours, we're going to do just fishing, and I can invite everybody in to do that. So that could be fun. If anybody thinks that would be a cool idea, something you might be interested in participating in, member or not. If I'm like, hey, this upcoming Minecraft Monday, we're going to do a Let's Play, and we're going to do, I'm not going to tell you which one. Haha, surprise. You have to come in, and I will surprise you with which one it is, because to be honest with you, which one it is would very much depend on how many people would show up. Like the boats one, where they're flying in the air, I would like to have a minimum of 3 people on each side. 4 people on each side would be better. Other than myself, because I'm never going to be in them, because I'll be the camera guy, you know, since you won't really have everybody else's perspective. And down the road, I hope to do that. I'll say that down the road, I hope, especially we get the regular people who are in the content, Neon Gus, you know, Bill Jack, you know, some of the regular folks that show up in the members, where we could set up where possibly they could film their points of views, and then record them and send it to me. That would be kind of fun, and then I can go in and edit them together. It definitely would be drastically more advanced when it comes to editing than anything I've ever put together, a multicam setup, but I've been practicing in the hopes that I would get to do that eventually. And I do that for a couple of reasons. I am still wanting to do some Dungeons and Dragons content on the channel. I would like to do some actual 2 versions. I'd like to have one where I'm actually streaming it live, where I'm doing it, and then maybe on the screen I'm in the middle, and then there are like 4 people in the corners with their camera, and those are the people who are playing. So I'm DMing kind of in the center of the screen, and then maybe once or twice a month we get on for an hour or 2 and actually live play D&D. I'd like to have another one where I can actually get a group of people to come to my house, people that I know personally, and set up recording us maybe playing like an 8-hour session that I could go in, edit down to 4 or 6 hours, and put it out either over a couple episodes a month or as one big chunk, just depending on how much we do. Everything will take place on Merged Worlds, but everything would be different characters, of course, than any of the characters in the story now, just different places in the world. And one cool thing about doing the live stuff is I could do very short stories. Like I could say, okay, I'm going to do 2 hours every week for a month. We film an 8-hour story. That's a small quest if I leave out a lot of juicy stuff. But everybody has their character, and then maybe I'm doing the next set, somebody can't show up. Then that would give me the opportunity to say, okay, well, this other person has a character, they jump in. So I can start fleshing out different people on Merged World that allow me to mix and match. So maybe 6 months from now, I'm doing an adventure, Neon can't make it, and Gus has been playing, so Gus's character joins up with the party. It's easy for me to say, oh, Neon's wizard is going to stay here and research this magical artifact they found on the last quest and see what he could find out, but he's going to need this special, I don't know, spell component in order to do it. So he sends the rest of his friends and the druid Gus to go, because he knows about woods and stuff, to go find this thing because it only grows in a certain area. So it could be different ways for me to interlock different people playing, but at the same time give me the diversity of not being stuck with the same group. And I don't say that negatively. It's not that I don't want to have the same group, but things happen. And sometimes you can't come to the story. If you can't come to the story, nobody else gets to play. And that can kind of suck. That's probably the biggest, hardest thing with D&D groups, is just getting everybody with the free time off. So if I had the ability to switch it off from week to week, even if I just did 2 hours one week and then the next week somebody can't make it, so I grab 4 other people, or maybe people have more than one character. Maybe, Gus can't show up this week, so his group is still off doing their thing, so Neon jumps on his other character, Teresa jumps on her other character, Jack comes in and he's not in either group, but he wants one. Now we've got this group, and they are doing a part of the adventure, and I can bounce back and forth based on who's available. flushing out Merge World and then kind of building more out from it. So that's kind of the idea. But to get to that, I have to get to at least a certain point in the story first. There is a point in the story that I have to get to because it has a major effect on how Merge World works. And if we're playing it before you hear that as part of the actual Merge World story, it's going to give away part of the story. And I don't want to do that. We're not super far away from it, I think, but we are, it is something that I would have to look at. So, I'm not going to lie, been already putting together some storylines for other characters. So again, any of you who are in the community and might be interested in playing some live D&D with your old pal Draven. For the record, I would always DM, and you'd get to be in Merge Worlds. That being said, if you're not watching Merge Worlds, I highly recommend it. It'll be a lot easier to play if you know a bit about how the world works. The two big hiccups are A, getting to that point in the story, and B, I have to learn 5th edition, because that's what everybody knows. That's what most people are familiar with. I've only played 2nd, so I would start playing in 5th edition. I've also been told there's some really cool D&D apps that I can put up that people can go into and roll and actually have the D&D in there. So it might even be possible for me to put that on the screen as well, where everybody digitally rolls. Not that I don't trust people, but it does make it easier to make sure that everybody's rolls are legit. But that would be kind of fun. Me, I wouldn't do that. My rolls would be off camera because sometimes I'm doing sneaky things. I don't even want you to know I'm rolling. I'm a horrible person. You just have to remember, when I say about that time, you should probably get your weapons out. All right, so that's going to be my laboratory. I'm not sure what I'm put up on the 3rd floor. Ooh, lag. But yeah, if anybody might be interested in doing some live D&D and you're watching this later, man, throw it down in the comments or, put on the comments of one of the Merge World stories specifically. I'm definitely keeping an eye on those. If that's something you might be interested in experiencing playing in some Merge Worlds, I am definitely wanting to do that as time moves forward. Sorry, the game lagged a bit, so I'm giving it a moment. But that's definitely something we're going to do. One way or another, I'm going to bring some D&D stuff in. Now, that being said, do not plan on removing any of the streams that I currently have. Okay? So that would be a different thing. I'd either have to add an extra stream on there, or the only thing I might switch out for it was I might switch out like Thursday, which is right now 7 Days to Die, but Thursday's kind of just a whatever we feel like streaming. And then I'm also looking for something to stream every other Sunday morning. We did Jackbox. We did Jackbox yesterday, but I thought to maybe throw in something a little different. I also, and I forgot, I can't believe I hadn't even mentioned it before. I have Astroneer that I played a crap of, and I really enjoy Astroneer, and it has a lot of Minecraft feel to it if you've never played Astroneer. So I thought maybe I would even do a little bit of Astroneer as the AM stream. That might be a little fun as something people can watch. Oh, the game crashed. Okay, well, I'll load it up again. But Astroneer might be something fun. If anybody's familiar with Astroneer, I saw, again, the AH guys and the Funhouse guys play it. And, my life is basically based around them. So if they're doing something fun, I try to get it. That's how I found Minecraft, to be honest with you. So, yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? If we were to... if anybody's ever seen Astroneer, I thought that might be a fun series because it has a lot of Minecrafty feel to it. It's not overwhelmingly graphic heavy, I don't feel. I think that the computer should have no problem with that, doing that and streaming it. I've never streamed it, but I played a lot of it when I first got it, and then I started doing the channel actively and just really reverted back over to Sky Factory 4, because I played it between Sky Factory 3 and 4. They've put out a lot of different updates for that as well, so there's a lot of new stuff in it that could be pretty cool. So Astroneer is definitely, if you're not familiar with it, check it out. It's a space type thing, but it could be something fun that we could look at maybe doing as the morning stream series. Illustrial says tabletop simulator would be good. Also, pretty cool D&D map generator 2 online for free the other play. There's another one that I follow. I'm in a couple of Dungeons & Dragons groups on YouTube. Not YouTube, Facebook. I've joined up several of those recently. It always takes me a couple tries to get in. I've been checking those out recently, and there's one that everybody uses, and I'm forgetting the name of it. I have it written down in a notepad, but I forgot that upstairs. But it's one that everybody does. It's like D20 or something like that is what it's actually called. But it seems to be the most commonly used ones by people who play online or over Skype or over stream. So I'm going to check out a few of those and see what all's involved. So yeah, I know it's a Minecraft stream, but I'm talking a lot about D&D. I apologize. I'm just excited about it because we can get some different stuff going. I've had a few people express interest in playing D&D as an actual live group here in my house. So if I did set up something like that, that group would be very different people than the ones that I would stream with. The ones that I stream with would be people from the community, because I would want that. You know, a lot of people, especially like we got the members here and everybody who participate in all this stuff and hanging out. I definitely want that to be a very member-centric thing. And of course, the ones that I stream at home are going to be people that I know. And Roll20, that's what it is. Oh, Neon says, and it's okay. Not a herd of it, but happy to watch any morning stream. Okay. Well, if you get a chance, Astroneer, it's very pretty. Basically, you're a little dude and you land on a planet. And you have a little spaceship. And literally, if you go too far from the spaceship, you run out of air. So you have to build tethers and you go investigating. You have this gun that just sucks up Earth. And it sucks up all these different materials and fills them up into these little pods that you can then use to build other things. And then you can eventually get a ship and you can fly to other planets. And there's different things on different materials and different planets. So it's very interesting to look at. I haven't really run much in the way of creatures, but there's lots of plants and stuff that can hurt you if you're not paying attention. So Astroneer, very interesting game to play, and I enjoyed it a lot. It's a very good quiet game. You know, you're just sitting there just thinking. There's not a lot in the way of monsters that attack you or anything like that. You can build little vehicles, little dune buggies, and go racing around the world and stuff. I need to build something downstairs. I haven't figured out what I want to put underneath this yet. The ODG Clubhouse here. We'll go in here. So ODG Clubhouse at this point is basically this. It's just I cleaned it out mostly. I mean, there's obviously some little specks here that I don't care about. And then the bottom of this dome was open when I found it, which I thought was kind of cool. I kind of wanted to incorporate that into something, you know? I thought that might be kind of cool to have that open for a reason. But I thought it might be kind of cool to build something down in here underneath. I just don't, I mean, and I could do it even differently. I could build something really huge and massive underneath. And then up here, instead of dirt and stone, I could make it glass where you're walking over and you see it. So I might just do something artistic down here, make it look like lava or water. The only concern is, again, I try not to do stuff that might have too much visual effects because, again, PC, as we all know, Draven's PC, not the best PC. I'm doing my best to try to find ways to upgrade things as much as I can. Right now, I can tell you that within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I will be drastically upgrading my camera. That's a 100% for sure thing that I'm going to be doing. The webcam that I use is not very good quality. It's kind of laggy. The lighting on it just blows. So I am definitely going to be upgrading my camera. I've already upgraded my microphone about a month and a half ago. And I'm pretty happy with the sound quality. I just need to get in and learn. There's a bunch of cool settings with it that I need to learn to tweak. But I'm happy with the quality of the sound. I just need to work on the different settings. But I'm definitely going to do a new camera. So you guys can watch out for that. And hopefully you guys will notice better. And then I'm going to do some stuff with behind me here. I'm going to put some lighting on here. I thought about putting some lighting strips around the picture frame so it looks more like a marquee. I'm going to put some lighting in underneath the shelves so the shelves are a little lit up more so you can kind of see the cool stuff that's on them. And I can replace some different stuff up here. These stack of binders you see here behind, this is just part of Merge World stuff. This is all story and maps and character sheets and everything that's crammed in there. But I'm going to be trying to make the system work better so that the streams are better and we don't have spots like today where we have a plan and it falls apart. Which again, I'm really sorry for that. I really wanted to do Roguelike for everybody today and I'm sorry that it didn't work. I will continue to see if I can find a mod pack that works for us. If not else, I may look at doing what I was talking about earlier and trying just a Sky Factory 3 stream for a little while we figure out what's going on there. Because I think Sky Factory 3 was less intensive than 4. I think I shouldn't have any problems with that. I used to stream 3 on Twitch a little bit, and I never had a problem with that. So, that's the plan anyway. Astroneer is another thing that if 7 days, people get bored with 7 days, I could always switch to Astroneer there as well for people that might want to see that at night. I think that'd be a cool Sunday morning stream. And every so often, Thursday is going to change and will be a Jackbox night. That'll be the night that I normally throw it off. The day of the morning streams, that evening, I normally don't do anything. That's Sunday night. So I may occasionally throw an extra special stream up there. That one probably won't be on my streaming schedule because I would have to make sure that's the day my wife and I don't have plans. That's usually every other Sunday is kind of the day that we hang out, which is what yesterday was. We hung out last evening and such, and that kind of thing. So we try to do that. But then sometimes, depending on health stuff and her not feeling well, we really can't do much anyway. So she may be napping. So if that happens, then I may look to adding. That might be when we may look to add the D&D stream. Is to do that on the Sunday nights where the Sunday mornings are the morning stream. Because like I said, I try not to take away streams to add new content, because I know some people come here for specific stuff. A lot of folks found the channel for Minecraft, so I definitely don't want to lessen the amount of Minecraft I put in here. When I add new stuff, I do my best not to take away Minecraft. But we're definitely going to see some Minecraft stuff. I'm really hoping that a Sky Factory 5 maybe comes out sometime this year. They did say that the new Jackbox is going to be coming out in the fall. The Jackbox 7 we can expect probably sometime mid to late September. They're saying if the release schedule goes the same as last year. So when 7 comes out, I will climb all over that immediately, and we will jump in and do that, because each version coming out has been more and more streamer friendly. So I thought that would be cool. And what I was saying here a minute ago, I thought about removing all these bricks here, or even a chunk of bricks around the waterfall, maybe in the same design as the fountain, but then replacing it with glass, so that way you're looking through, and then everything underneath could be something cool looking. I just haven't decided what it's going to be. I have an idea. I built a thing a long time ago, and I may base it with this water too. The water might be falling through underneath, and that may be part of what I build into the art underneath of it. This here is just too much gray for me. I need to have something break this up. I'm fine with the walls being gray. I like the little, making all different colored suits and all the different types of armor. That took a while. I have, to my knowledge, every suit of armor in the game, as well as I eventually got over to, I started doing construct stuff, and I just had to start mixing up the colors just to have different looking sets. Like once I got to here, I just started mixing up different colors just to have different colors, because not as many armor sets as you might think. Let's see. Neon says, these viaduct mazes are going to be a nightmare to program. Yeah, I haven't messed much with the viaduct. That's something I may look into for a tutorial here soon, because it definitely has potential. My only concern with the viaduct is, because I haven't looked into it, how hard is it to make? Well, I guess it would help if I'd looked in the right thing. Because if it's hard to make, by the time you get to the ability to make it, if you can fly, do you even need it? Viaduct, untreated. So it's glass and bronze. That's not too bad. Glass and bronze isn't bad. Long range, you need resonant ender bucket. That'd be a little bit harder. Viaduct. Zephyrin Arophium bucket. So that might be my only concern, is that if, by the time you can make a viaduct, it may be good for a Let's Play, but for actual gameplay purposes, that's one of the things when you have such a hodgepodge of mods together. It's like, hey, I can make a viaduct, but I have armor that lets me fly now, so I don't need it. It's faster to just fly. Or I have elevators, I have a portal gun, I have ways that are much faster than the viaduct. So still, for those people who want to use it, I want to get a tutorial out there for folks who might want to see that. Same as a lot of these mods are in other packs that aren't Sky Factory. So maybe someone's playing in Galacticraft. I'm just naming that as an example. And it has viaduct, but it doesn't have flying. That might be a better way to get around. So I still try to cover as much as I can in the tutorials. Well, so let's see what we discussed today. So we talked about making the next Let's Play area a gambling kind of themed thing. Not that I'm promoting gambling, or will there actually any be real gambling. It'll be just that gambling themed kind of stuff. Maybe like horse racing. I might find a way to do some type of animal racing other than horses. Obviously, I understand horses are animals, but maybe, like, I don't know, chicken race or something. Not going to do dog fighting. I'm not going to do anything that's in poor taste like that. But the mob fighting, we'll definitely have mob fighting in there. Mob fighting might be kind of fun as well. Instead of everybody naming their own, I could have dispensers with named ones in there. I could put them in there. It's like, you want to bet on, I could give them names much like horse racing. Zombie puncher or skeletal death. I could have names for them, and I say, okay, who's going to vote on this? And then I hit the dispenser and it shoots those or I throw them in the middle and I start doing it. That could be kind of fun. People could do that. And maybe each event would have rewards based on like first place. You get like tickets, and whoever has the most tickets at the end is the winner of that Let's Play. That could be kind of fun. Could work out something like that. That's just, again, just spitballing that idea. Also, I really like the idea, I think, of having people jump in and us just do some of these Let's Plays on stream. I think that might be better than trying to film them. That way, folks who want to watch can participate, can chat along with us, and it's not as hard to reschedule. I can just load up and say, okay, who's here? And then see what we have enough for. So we're probably going to jump on that. Talking about some D&D stuff. We're going to see more information on that as we move further into Merge World. I really, really recommend checking out Merge World. I've had a few people on the channel just recently sit down and watch or let's do it and really get into it. A lot of people are like, hey, I don't know anything about D&D. I've never played D&D, but I really enjoy the story. So if you don't know much about D&D, the story itself, you don't have to know D&D to do it. I do my best to make sure that the story is explained in enough that you don't have to know the mechanics of the game. And if you haven't already, and you have watched it, or you haven't, if you have access to iTunes, and this is me shilling here, if you wouldn't mind going over to iTunes and rating the podcast. If you want to leave a review, that'd be great too, but rating is even more important. The more people that rate it or leave reviews, the more that the podcast gets recommended for people who are looking for podcasts. That's kind of how the iTunes algorithm works. So if you wouldn't mind and you have a spare moment, it would mean a lot to me if you have iTunes, if you wouldn't mind swinging over there and just leaving a rating, and a review is cool, but not as important. Let's see, what else? If you enjoyed the video today, as hodgepodge as it was, I know it wasn't really a big, exciting gameplay like I'd hoped for, and the roguelike didn't work like we wanted, but we did get to look at a couple of cool things here. I got to show off some of the stuff we've been building. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to click like, but most importantly, please be sure to hit subscribe. This piggy's got to be tired by now. You keep it running, boy. I'll give you some carrots later. So I appreciate you coming by. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Also go to onlydraven.com. You'll see resources such as my streaming schedule, links to all my tutorials and videos. You'll also find, what else is there? All the Merge World stuff. If you don't have iTunes, you can stream it audio directly from the website. I'm still working on trying to get on some of the other like Spotify's and such, but it is a lot harder because my website is, I'm through Squarespace, and it's more designed to work with iTunes. So I'm trying to find a way to host the podcast on another third party that will allow me to host it then on Spotify and such. And I think I might be able to do it through my Patreon, which has been sitting dormant for a while. So I may try to start doing that through Patreon. If I can host it there. I'm still in the testing phases. But I'm definitely going to try to get that. You can see that there, as well as the ODG store. Shadowcast is about to start working on a brand new design for a shirt that's actually going to be a Minecraft thing instead of just like my symbols and stuff like that. It's actually going to be a Minecraft themed shirt, but only Draven Gaming themed as well. So I'm really excited about the idea we've come up with. It'll probably be a few weeks before we see it. Shadow is working full time again now, so her time to work on art is a little less. But if you need any art stuff done, she does take requests, consignments, and such. Go to shadowcast.com. That's shadowcas.com. You'll find links to her there. You could submit requests. She's got pricing, a lot of the different stuff she's made, including the stuff she's done for this channel. She's not a sponsor or anything of this. She's just a good friend who does amazing work, and I cannot tell you enough to go over there. If you play Animal Crossing, she's in the middle of making a whole bunch of Animal Crossing stickers. She has a sticker store called Sticknetic that's linked off there. She does all sorts of Witcher stickers and things that you like, and they're really good quality stickers. She's actually going to do some for the channel soon. So if you're interested in that, or you need some special stickers made, she can jump all over that. So shadowcast.com. I think we're going to go ahead and call that today. It's been about 2 hours. I know it's a little bit shorter than normal, but kind of out of things. I'm going to have something up and working 100% for sure by next Monday. But this Thursday, we're going to continue 7 Days to Die. Sunday is Merge World Story. You're here for that for sure. And then on Monday of next week, we will have something working. I'm going to run a test stream this week a couple of times. I'm thinking we may be looking at some Sky Factory 3. I'm thinking that might be one of the things I know will work. So I'll work it out for sure. We'll see. But I'm going to call that a day. Again, thank you everyone for coming out and your patience with all of the technical issues today. I promise I am trying my best to get those worked out where I can do some upgrades here in the near future. We hopefully shouldn't have quite as many problems with it. If, fingers crossed, everything works out like I'm hoping. But we're going to call that a day. Thank you all for coming out. Join the Discord. There's a link for that on onlydraven.com. Come in and hang out with us through the week. We are very active in there and chatty, and I love to talk with you guys. So thank you all very much for coming by. We will talk to you later. Have a great night.